Hi everyone, in this video I want to talk about preparation before fighting a boss in Elden Ring. Now I've been doing the last boss with co-op so many times, and there's so many times where people just don't buff themselves up. Now I'm not saying that for every build people will have to use it, but the thing is that when you can use it, you use it. There are many reasons for that, but the main thing is that you can buff yourself up both in terms of offense and defense, and you can even use buffs to apply it to your teammates when playing in co-op. And actually when I do the runs in order to level up fast, one of the things that I consider myself is kind of a 50% support. I need to make sure that those who actually I kind of see that they probably are not doing well, I need to protect them in order for them to get less damage and survive during the fight. Now another thing is that you're just going to maximize the amount of damage that you deal significantly. So basically if you're using, for example, skills for your weapon and Ashes of War, and you're going to spend, for example, FP, it's better be worth it. So every time you do spend FP for example, the skill like with the Blasphemous Bait that you see here and other skills, basically you're going to maximize the amount of damage you deal by using FP. Another thing is you're going to end the fight faster, so there are less chances for mistakes when playing co-op. Because again, the faster you finish the boss, the less problem you're probably going to get. Again, unless you are a very, very good player, don't make mistakes. Great, I make mistakes, I'm kind of average player, so it's very important for me to try to finish the fight as fast as possible. It's already proving itself because I was leveling up like crazy fast and finishing the boss almost every single time. Of course, there are situations where players don't know what to do and the host dies, but I already have some good indicators if I'm going to go in or not. If not, I'm just going to ditch even before getting in. Of course, not when if I'm in, I'm in. But again, I really see that somebody's trolling. I'm going to get out. But it really helps me and the team to finish fights when fighting together. Of course, if you do it alone as well, but especially when I play co-op now, it's just so important. And by the way, when you do activate your buffs, especially those that buff up your teammates, make sure you stay close to them. Usually areas before you enter the boss fight, of course, or sometimes at the beginning. But also, for example, again, depends on the boss. In this particular boss, when you go, for example, behind him in the first time, you can just do it there where people are attacking in the same area. So this is a great place to actually buff the team, even if you're not attacking, just for several seconds, just to give them buff to protect them. And it's amazing. I mean, before that I was like 1 out of 4, something like that, 1 out of 5. But once I kind of, settled down on much better, I mean, I pay attention to the buffs more than before, the success rate significantly improved. For example, when I start the fight, I pop up Flame Grant Me Strength, I pop up the Golden Vow, and I pop up the All of Shabriri in order to buff up my damage. Of course, I have other things like the flask which I use for protection and extra fire damage. But basically, I really buff myself up to really, when I go in, especially again, before we go in, we need to do it fast, so we have limited time. Try to make the most out of it. And I even go further than that by saying that when I see people buff themselves up before the fight, the chances they're going to win are higher. I mean, usually when I see that nobody buffed themselves up or just, one, usually it fails. Seriously, I did it like so many times that really the buffs really shows, this one indicator, but it's a strong indicator that, people know what they are doing and they care about finishing the fight. More about, know what they're actually doing. I'm not saying again that it's for every single, build or anything, but definitely when I see certain weapons and I know like somebody's going, for example, faith build and they're not using it, that's not a good indication. Now, the only thing I do is actually drop one of the talisman in favor of getting more runes. But that's, I can do even more damage, but again, I do it for farming, so I just put one in order to get more gold, because the reason I do it to get more runes, and I want more, because eventually this just pile up and you can get with lots of levels if you maximize the amount of runes you can actually get with different items. So again, this is for those new players who didn't pay, when I was new, I didn't pay a lot of attention to it. It's just kind of now I need to do all the popping up of different consumables before the fight or different buffs and all. It's just so annoying to do. But I'm telling you, it's just going to save yourself so much time and others when actually doing it. So it's worth spending time reading a bit for specific builds which items can be very, very good for your build in order to really just, do better, especially when the DLC comes and you're going to challenge things that, well, who knows, right? So pay attention to it, and I'm telling you, you're going to just benefit from it greatly. Thanks for watching.